Good morning and welcome to Inside South Florida. I'm Dave Azer. Today, if you've got body pain and there seems to be no cure, a local chiropractor and physical therapist may be just what the doctor ordered. Plus, you're going to meet Kevins, a local singer and songwriter who's featured at the Friends of Nature Music Festival. And a South Florida plastic surgeon can finally make all those bothersome blemishes go away. That and more as Inside South Florida starts right now. Dr. Fidel Goldson Jr. is a licensed chiropractor and physical therapist, and his goal is to get South Florida moving one person at a time. Here he is with tips on how you can start feeling better. Dr. Goldson, it is awesome to have you on the show.
It's an absolute pleasure to be here. Thanks, Dave.
How you doing?
I'm actually doing good. Thanks. I'm very happy to be here, and I appreciate the invitation.
Well, it's good. It's my pleasure. I think you're doing something really cool, so let's tell South Florida all about it. It's the Goldson Spine Rehabilitation Center, and it's different than most places you might go to.
Well, what makes us different is that we're a chiropractic office that also focuses on physical therapy. Not only are we chiropractors, but we're also licensed physical therapists. So chiropractic looks at the body and the structure and the spinal alignment. Bones are in place. If bones are out of place, it can cause pain, it can cause pressure on nerves, it can cause problems. But muscles actually moves bones. So if there's a problem with the muscles, if there's an imbalance or there's a tight muscle or a weak muscle, that can cause also instability in the spine. So what separates us is that we not only look at the spinal alignment and the being in place of the bones, but also the muscles. And we try to integrate a physical therapy program which allows patients to become introduced to exercises, which a lot of people are unfamiliar with exercises, they haven't been to the gym, but also how they can take care of their condition while they're at home with the use of exercises and stretching.
And also, so let's say you have a back problem and you go get an adjustment, and then you go to the gym and you're working out improperly, right? And then all you're going to do is hurt yourself again, right? So it's preventative.
It's preventative as well. And most of the community now, they're trying to get away from medication. Many patients that come into the office, they say, Doc, I've taken some pain meds, I've taken anti-inflammatories, I'd rather try something different and get away from that stuff. So the active patients or sometimes the inactive patients, they want to be able to know that they can go to the gym and not hurt themselves more, like you said. And very often, something as simple as a sit-up can aggravate a patient's spine. Something as simple as doing too much of a bench press or working the wrong muscles of the body too much can actually cause imbalances in the spine. So what we try to do is make sure that we show the proper techniques, that we instruct the patient about their condition fully so that they can move forward and know that they can feel pain-free.
Well, we're going to do a little show and tell in this interview, right? In a few minutes, you're actually going to demonstrate some of those things.
I look forward to that.
Yeah, so that'll be great. But between now and then, let's talk more about your practice. How did how did this come to be for you? How did you realize, okay, these two things are sort of intertwined?
Well, my father was a chiropractor, and we've actually been in business for over 20 years. Actually, this year makes our 20th year. And he strongly encouraged me to go into chiropractic. And as I was going through the chiropractic prerequisites and the education that leads up to that route, I diverted a little bit and went into physical therapy, not knowing much about it. But as I went through physical therapy school, then added on chiropractic school, it just seemed like the perfect blend of synergy. Because chiropractic looks at structure. Physical therapy looks at the movement of the structure. So it's just almost by chance with me going to physical therapy school and practicing with patients. And even when I went to physical therapy school first, then chiropractic school. And while I was in physical therapy school, because my dad had a background in chiropractic, I had been adjusted growing up, I would see patients through the clinic. I said, that person definitely needs an adjustment. And then as I was going through chiropractic school, I would see patients that person needs to have be trained on proper abdominal or core strengthening exercises. So it was just as a blend of education.
Can you look at someone and just sort of size them up?
You know, it's funny.
Should I be working on my posture right now? Are you taking an inventory right now?
Actually, ever since we met, I've been looking at your posture.
That's fantastic.
I've been analyzing your posture. It's funny, not only when patients walk into the office, because obviously they're there because they have pain or they have a problem. So automatically I'm trying to figure it out. That's almost a game for us in the office. But if I'm out in public and I see someone walking with a particular gait pattern that indicates, hey, they're having pain on their left hip, or they're probably having some shoulder pain on their right side, I might say something to them, but I can't help but analyze gait. I can't help but analyze posture anymore.
And then when you tell people what you do, are they always like, oh yeah, well, that's nice to meet you?
No, actually, the thing is, most of the time, because chiropractic is, a lot of patients are aware of it, this being South Florida, and there's so many chiropractors, they'll say, oh yeah, I need an adjustment right now, or yeah, I have been having this problem.
Right.
And they want to tell me their life story, 9 times out of 10, and what they think is the cause of their problem.
Well, you guys treat TMJ, which I thought was pretty interesting, and you have a kind of a cool way of doing that.
Right. TMJ is basically the jaw joint, and it's the joint that allows you to open and close your mouth. But what moves and opens and closes the mouth is the muscles around the face, which are called muscles of mastication. We have them all over the face, the temporal area and around the mouth area. If there's an imbalance within those muscles, if one muscle is stronger for whatever reason than the other or pulling tighter, you can notice that there's going to be an imbalance in the way that your mouth opens and closes, and over time it's going to create the TMJ dysfunction. What we do at our office is we actually stretch those particular muscles that are tight. We try to strengthen them by using ultrasound and electrical stim over the TMJ joint. And we've actually had great success with patients who have had TMJ.
So cool. All right, fantastic. So you ready to show us some exercises?
Absolutely.
Okay, let's do that. All right, Doc, you got me backed against the wall.
Right.
This one. Yeah, what are we doing here?
Well, a lot of time, patients will think that the posture is causing their pain. So a quick check to see if your posture is good or bad, if you're being affected by your workstation, is to find a flat wall and get up against it. Try to get your heels against the wall, then try to get your hips against the wall, and the real challenge comes in as you try to get your shoulder blades against the wall and then the back of your head against the wall. Obviously, Dave, you're doing great. A lot of times patients have problems because their shoulders become rounded, they really can't get the shoulder blades back and they can't get the back of their head back. And if they try to do that, it causes pain. And if they notice that you're having pain, one of the issues is right around the upper shoulder area, that's where a lot of stress and tension builds up. So one of the stretches that we'll go over is, so that your viewers can see, if you're having pain in that area, is really simple to try to fix. What I want you to try to do is put your left hand behind your low back for me.
Okay.
And with your right hand, and the reason that we're putting the left hand behind the low back is to keep the shoulder locked down. The next thing we're going to do is come over the top of your head with your right hand, and we're going to bring it over the top maybe, and you're going to pull to the side, and that's going to give you a good stretch right along the neck area and the upper shoulders. You hold that for 10 seconds, you relax, and then you go back again for 10 seconds.
Definitely feel it.
Yeah. And you do that on both sides. If you do that maybe once or twice a day, patients who have this upper shoulder pain and sometimes even headaches will notice that those symptoms will diminish.
Yeah, I mean, you absolutely can definitely feel the stretch on that one. Okay, and now we're going to do a crunch, right? The proper way to do a crunch.
Absolutely.
Okay. This is a great interview because I'm getting my whole day's workout in during the course of this. We're going to do some ab work now, huh?
You have to take this to the gym after we leave here, though.
Right. Okay, what are we doing?
All right, we're going to show the proper way to work on the core, abdominal exercises. A lot of times patients come to the office and say, I can't do a sit-up because it hurts my back.
Right.
And a lot of times it's because they're doing too much. What I want you to do is go ahead and lie on your back and keep your knees bent for me. You can cross your arms across your chest. We don't want to put our hands behind our neck because now we're pulling our head.
Right.
I'm going to slide my hand behind your low back. What I want you to do is try to flatten out my hand with your back. Now, that is called engaging the abs. You've just engaged the abs, and I want you to hold that engagement. Now, tip your chin down for me, and all I want you to do is rock forward until your shoulder blades are off the ground. That's as far as you need to go, and you can come back down. Don't let that engagement go. Flatten my hand out. There you go.
Wow, yeah.
Right. Now come back up, and we'll just do 5 of those. 1, keep that engagement. 2, 3, you got it.
This is great.
4, and last one, 5, and relax that. Now, if the key to this is, it's not about the quantity, it's the quality of the exercise, especially when we're talking about the core. So if you engage the abs, you can do that while you're sitting at your desk. You can do that while you're walking your dog, for that matter. But also you can add it on to while you're doing your
It's interesting you said that because I had heard one time that you can engage your abs whenever you want, like at a red light.
Right.
People can do ab work.
Right.
Yeah.
The reason there's different types of contractions in the body, but this contraction is called an isometric contraction, which means your muscles are remaining strong and contracted without increasing in length or decreasing in length, which is the best type of contraction. So if you do that, you're locking in your back and you're not focusing in too much on the spine itself, just on the abs.
Well, I'll tell you, it worked because I already feel that I have a six-pack just from those 5 crunches. That's it. I already feel it.
Job done.
It was great to hang out with you, spend some time with you.
Pleasure's all
And
mine.
if people want to get a hold of you, learn more about your practice, how do they do it?
2 ways. We have one convenient telephone number, that's 866-GOLDSON, 866-465-3766, or visit our website at www.goldsonspine.com.
All right. Good to have you here, and you'll come back, yeah?
Absolutely, Dave.
Okay,
Thanks a
awesome.
lot for
Yeah,
having me.
my pleasure. Thank you, Dr. Goldson, and his practice has 2 offices, one in Plantation and one in Pembroke Pines. Coming up, a really cool South Florida musician whose songs have a deeper meaning. Stick around.